We joined EXP in 2019, and it was the best decision that we made that year. If you have questions on what it's like to be at this brokerage, reach out to us. Happy to chat. Let's get to the content.
Welcome to the Solution of Real Estate podcast, where we talk about ways to put the consumer first. My name's Phil Sexton. This is
Jeff Sibbach.
and we bring it live to a studio Zoom audience, which we can see you guys. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Yes. JB, do you know that I think about you a lot? I owe you. I know I owe you a response, and I'll get it to you. I just haven't.
Welcome, JB.
We've had a big week this week with just that I've been buried, but I know you're in
It's my fault.
you're
JB.
on my to-do list. He just keeps moving you down.
Yes.
That's it.
We had I was so tired when I got home last night at 7:30 because I had a listing appointment. And we've been really working hard on lots of great stuff.
We taught a class in Massachusetts at 7:30 a.m.
That's true.
And then you were at a listing appointment at 7:30 p.m.
Because JB's out of New Jersey?
No, San Fran.
San
Bay
Fran.
Area.
Oh, I was thinking you were on the East Coast.
He's West Coast all day.
All
West
day.
Coast
All right.
Yes.
Perfect.
All right. So today's topic, though, Jeff, thank you guys for tuning into our podcast. Today we're talking about, do you know the official title of today's topic?
How to generate more leads off your listings.
Wait, it's not how to generate more listing leads? It's not. You were correct. I just think that it's funny how the industry talks about listing leads is one thing and leads off of listings is another. And I wanted to bring that up to make sure we're clear that this is how to generate more leads off of your listing.
Yeah, I mean, the general thing is that agents don't market their own properties for sale.
What?
They rely on the IDX and the syndication of their listings to sell their houses. So
You mean MLS?
Yes.
Right. So they rely on MLS. So they put them in MLS. MLS then sends them to all the brokerages' websites through IDX and Realtor.com and syndication and all that jazz. And then they sit back and they go, "Dear Lord."
Well, think about
If
it,
you can
right?
hear me.
Because how many classes? Well, I mean, we should ask our studio audience. Let's ask Carlo. How many classes, Carlos, have you been on where they were teaching you about how to better market your own listings?
None.
I don't see any either.
JB, have you ever been to a class where, other than maybe ours, where they talked about how to market your own listings?
He's muted. Do we know how to unmute him?
How about like Julie?
There we go. I'm unmuted. Yeah, no, yours is despite two managing brokers, you guys are the only ones who've ever mentioned it.
What are classes about then? If it's not how to sell houses?
It's how to market yourself.
Oh, how to sell yourself.
How to sell yourself.
Yes.
Yes, to get listings instead of, I mean, because our push has
Because
been
they just rely on the MLS to do the marketing for them?
well, yeah, it's a foregone conclusion. So bad that, I mean, I've been in real estate for 18 years and I have never attended a class. I've taught classes, but I've never attended a class that talked about how to improve your marketing of your own listings. You know, I mean, because when I got in,
So that's what we're talking about
that's
today.
what we're going to talk about today. Yeah,
Awesome.
because in I don't know, for some reason, and you know what, it's almost going to come true. Is I thought, what if one day MLS went away, and then last year the DOJ sued
NAR.
who
For,
owns
like,
MLS.
Commission bad
Right.
practices
So
or
so
something.
now we technically we would be one step closer because the DOJ suing you for something means that you might be doing something wrong. I don't know, right?
But anyway, let the courts decide.
But my plan was in the beginning is I wanted to be able to sell my houses without MLS. Like I thought if I could justify I thought the sellers would be really interested in that I had a real marketing plan that I could generate enough traffic to sell the house without needing to put it into MLS. But just a conversation that people haven't had before.
Why would you want to do that?
To win more listings, because to me this is Purple Cow, right? This is Purple Cow.
Seth Godin?
Seth Godin.
Yeah.
Right. Like what your goal to me is that because I knew that every other agent relied on MLS and that they would say they called their marketing photos and drone shots and then
Virtual tours.
virtual tours,
Matterport.
yeah, like which is really not marketing, but it's pushed off as marketing. Magazines, right? Just sold postcards, which is all self. I mean, to me, pictures. I mean, weak for marketing.
All right.
Weak. I mean, don't get me wrong. I just think you should have high quality photos because you always want high quality photos. Not that I'm gonna pitch it as marketing.
We've been talking to agents that are interested in joining our team lately, and we describe our model. We kind of have like this new school team model is how it came up yesterday, but we've been calling it a brokerage-like model.
Yes.
Where we're not one of the hardcore teams that requires we put our name, that requires the team members put your name on all of their business, right? Agents underneath us have their own identities, if you will.
Yes.
Okay. So this brokerage-like model is how we've set up our team structure, AKA this new school model. The good and the bad of that is that sometimes we come across agents that are on our teams marketing that is, it's like when I see a cell phone photo, I came across one yesterday
On our own
on
team's
our own
listing?
team members listing, and I was like, oh God, please don't do that.
Yeah, no,
Please.
it's just being lazy.
Yeah, well,
no.
I think you used the word greedy before.
Greedy.
Because you
Yes.
don't want to spend the $75 to take professional photos.
Yeah, all right. Greedy or lazy, yes.
Yeah.
They don't want to spend the money because they know it's going to sell.
Right.
Yeah, that's just
Bad.
well,
That's
here's
bad.
what it is that clearly that person was not trying to generate
Leads off of their listings.
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, it's funny because when you said that, I forgot about the whole Property Brothers pitch. I wouldn't even think about that, but I guess all right, good deal. I got lots of things to talk about today.
All right.
So,
Number one.
well, are we gonna? I want to engage the audience, or should we just talk about stuff? Right?
Let's ask what they do to market their.
Yes.
How
So
do you
what?
guys?
Because we host a podcast. You guys came, so I'm assuming that you at least. What do you do, Carlos, to market your listings outside of pictures, IDX, syndication? Putting in MLS.
Why outside of those things?
Well, we know those already. We don't need to. I mean,
I haven't had a listing. I've only had one listing.
All right, JP, how many?
But regardless, I would put it in my weekly email. I do a weekly email to all my leads, every single email that I have. 243 people right now.
All right, and you're and remind me, are you in Dallas?
Corpus Christi.
Corpus Christi. How many homes are sold in a month in Corpus Christi?
About 450.
Okay, 450 every month. So you're reaching potentially half the amount of home buyer. I mean, how long have you been building your list?
His email.
I'm giving him a ton of credit.
Okay,
Bro. Come on. How long have you been marketing to build that list?
They're all like Real Geeks leads, like Facebook leads.
Okay.
So, so I got those emails that way. But what I do, since I don't have listings right now, I get like realtor friends of mine. I use their listings and put them in my email.
Right.
And I've gotten traffic that way. Yeah.
Yeah, no, good. One of the things with us, along those same lines, I love the thought, love the idea. Along those same lines, I have a dream that hey, it's a big weekend this weekend. Shout out to MLK, right?
Absolutely,
Shout out to,
absolutely.
Monday.
Are we on
Monday? I'm not gonna get political. But it just seems like this year's different.
It's gonna be
Let's
more
just put it that
powerful.
way.
It's gonna be more powerful.
But I have a dream that one day our CRMs are gonna be like where we can have one system with all of our leads in it, and that if I have a listing that we're gonna put live that is a $500,000 single family house in 85255, I can just push a button and it just auto sends to all of the leads in our database that are interested in $500,000 single family homes in 85255.
You think that that's what the CRM would have been
And I
built
don't
for?
even, did I say email?
Yeah,
I didn't mean that.
you meant text.
I meant text.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Like
All
a
right.
text. Like
Let's
how-
ask JB what he does.
All right.
Stop giving away the answers.
I did. It wasn't the answer. I
All
was
right,
just
good.
commenting on Carlos.
What do you do to market your house,
Well,
JB?
actually, JB, step
All right, I'm unmuted now.
Okay.
I'm in Seattle, by the way, and
Oh, wrong S.
that's okay. And as far as what I do, I mean, we talked about some of the stuff we were doing. I actually picked up a few tips from you guys, but I'm doing mailings to clients. I'm putting it as a listing on the front page of my website. Trying to think what else we're doing that's out of the ordinary. Not too
Wait,
much out of the
mailing,
ordinary,
you mean
frankly.
Physical mail, JB?
What's that?
Mailings meant physical mail?
Yeah, physical mail. Not promoting me, not promoting, you know,
Yeah, you're good.
yeah, it's promoting the house.
Okay.
What's your average days on market?
Here in Seattle, if it's priced right, it can be under 2 weeks.
Okay. That's longer than I expected.
Well,
him
how
to
many
say.
months of supply do you have?
Less than a month, half a month, 0.7.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Similar.
Yes, very similar. Okay, who we got?
Good. Thank you.
What about Frank? Frank or Darren or Max? Linda?
Nice picture, Linda. I usually count to 5 in my head.
Hey guys.
Hey,
Hey,
nice,
thanks, Frank. All right. Frank, what do you do to market your listings?
To generate leads
To
or to
generate
sell the
the-
house?
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
Great question. Obviously with the clear cooperation thing, I'll tease it out in a very subtle way through social media prior to professionally putting it on the MLS, and then we'll email it out to my database that fits that category.
Do you
But
break it down?
Generally, with this market, I'll go ahead and do an Instagram tease and run it out, and I'll have agents calling me up going, well, when's it coming on? Well, I know you're putting on for sale. And I don't put coming soon if it's coming out for a couple days, but I'll say, what do you think about curb appeal of this house? Imagine what it looks like inside, something like that. And I'll have agents reach out to me, and I'll have a couple people direct reach out to me, give me a text and say, hey, can you tell me more about this? Is it really going to be on for sale? So that was a long-winded answer, guys.
No,
you used some keywords there.
Yes.
We're gonna jump on.
Yes. Most of the responses are from agents, Frank?
Yeah, I'll get the majority are agents that are following me, and then I'll get somebody that's out of state going, hey, is a house on the market? Is this going to be coming live? And then I'll hit it live. But no, I'm actually getting some pretty good traction from buyers as well.
Okay.
Are you in the Arizona market? Are you here local with us?
Yeah. I'm with Brian Colleen.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, Frank, yes.
Yeah.
I am, sorry. Note to self, follow Frank for coming soon listings.
And remember, they don't say coming soon. They say, well, isn't this a beautiful home? Wouldn't you like to see it one day?
Oh,
Is that
right.
the clear? Because he said clear cooperation.
Right, yeah, no, if you don't put the address on it, then you can.
Yeah, but he said you can't even say coming soon. I'll have to dive
He
deeper
didn't
into
Unless it goes in the MLS, but I'll take a picture,
I
generally,
think that if you take a picture of a house, like can you market a property without talking about what house that is and still be in violation of clear cooperation?
The answer would be no, just that they would never be able to identify it, because in Arizona, all the houses look the same.
no, I'll do something, I'll take a picture. I'll do an overhead picture. Say, look at the and a front and put them together.
There you go, attaboy. All right, we're not after you, Frank. Don't worry. No big deal.
And then say, imagine what this house must look like inside. And people get it. They pick it up and they go, hey, is this coming to the market? Say, well, it's, and then we'll run it. But I've had some pretty good success with that, just
Good.
without
Okay, Linda,
getting in trouble.
I'm wondering if
I'm still waiting for the magic word that I still haven't heard yet.
oh, nice.
Linda, what do you do?
To market your property to generate leads.
Both.
Yes.
Yeah, so really I haven't listed a property. So I'm looking to you guys because
Awesome.
yeah, you guys do
Thank you, thank you.
you know what? I get way more information from you guys than I do than my managing brokers, unfortunately. I'm in Las Vegas.
Well, anytime
Thank
you
you.
want to
In
come
Las-
join the
in
Sibbach
Las
team, you're
Vegas.
welcome. Oh, in Las Vegas. Oh, awesome.
Yes, I'm
Thank
in
you.
Las Vegas. I wish you guys were here.
Me too.
Well,
I love Vegas. I love Las Vegas.
Darren, what about you? Have you listed any houses before, Darren? And then Max, for coming to you.
Yeah, guys. No, I've listed homes, but that's the reason I'm here is because I haven't done a good job of finding leads for my listings. So I haven't really done anything outside the ordinary other than I used to do open houses before COVID, but
That was a keyword Sibbach was
He's
looking
in
for.
Darren's
I'm reading the table, but yeah, the open houses though can be tough in this market too, right? Because they go so quick, but maybe you guys have some strategies for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Well,
Jeff's excited. Now he's bouncing. He's
well,
ready.
well, no, because he made me think of the.
Oh, you're writing. I'm going to read it.
I
Bioplanet. I don't know what that says. Oh, the bidding. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes. All
all
right.
right.
Max, what about you? What are you doing to market your listings to generate leads? This whole concept of leverage is, I mean, Gary Keller wrote about it, right? It's not like this is a new conference or a new concept of leveraging what you have to get more.
Mhm.
It's just interesting to have the discussion around it.
All right,
what do you got?
Max.
So there's circle prospecting or just knocking on the neighbors' doors. That's one idea to say, you know, here's a new listing. Do you want to bring any friends in your neighborhood, your community?
Nice.
That's one thing that I do. Although I just put one on a Friday night at about 8, and then Saturday.
You listed the house at Friday at 8?
It was a Friday. I think it was a week ago.
Yeah,
10 days,
no, but
whatever.
what is the strategy behind? Just curious. What is the strategy behind listing it at 8 o'clock on a Friday?
There was no strategy for that. It was the
Oh.
seller said, "Put my house on the market. We need to sell by the end of January."
Okay, great. All right.
So otherwise, I would normally put it on a Thursday. I would spend whatever time I had, 4 or 5 days a week, if possible, to kind of do some pre-marketing in the neighborhood. Knock on doors, the same thing I just said. Get a list of phone numbers, call ahead. Say I got something coming on the market in your neighborhood. Would you be interested in taking a look before I actually put it live on the MLS? Kind of try to drum up some interest that way. I buy the URL for the property address, and then I didn't get a chance to do any of this stuff this time, but I'm heading back over there to do a video today. It's 9 days in the inspection period now, so it's not like I'm going to sell it, but at least I can kind of put a video up to say, hey, you can check, when I do a listing appointment, here's some of the things I do to market your home. So there's a couple ideas there, but
I'd love to dive a little deeper in circle prospecting because we don't do it. And I've heard, obviously it's something that's very popular from a lot of the coaches in the industry to do it. How many listings have you done circle prospecting for?
Oh, just a couple, really. Just
Are you with Keller Williams?
once upon a time,
Okay, good deal. All right.
but it's been 9 years, I think.
Okay.
7, 8, 9 years. I can't remember. Must be
So
nine.
the two listings, when you did circle prospecting for those two listings, did it generate business?
I generated some leads that actually ended up just fizzling out.
Okay.
So I haven't converted anything that way, but it's another way to just kind of show everyone else that you're going to list, or that you're going to have a listing opportunity later to say, here's some of the things I do to help you. That's different than the rest of the agents that you're going to interview. And so, keep that in mind, that you can't just put the thing on the market. Well, obviously this is all about us though, right? The way I see it, because for the past few years, you could just put a property on the MLS and pretty much it sells, if it's a piece of junk, you just have to price it right. But all this exterior marketing that we do, I don't do anything on Facebook, but that's all promoting me or us as a individual realtor or a team.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it, but I would just appreciate your insight.
I love his insight. I think that he kind of nailed it. I love this industry. Let me just start by that. I know I see you looking at your clock.
Well, because you said you only have 17 minutes. And,
Yeah, 7 more minutes.
All right, 17. Well, we go 5 minutes over. Yeah, 12 more minutes. Go ahead. We didn't talk yet.
His comment about, I just put it in MLS and as long as it's priced right, it sells. Does that remind you of anything?
Yeah, but I don't want to go down that road,
All right,
right?
let's keep
Because
rocking. Here we go. How do we
well,
market the
we're
property?
having this podcast because we don't believe that it is just about throw it on MLS, right?
And
To
lower the
me,
price.
is that agents estimate the value, the value of leveraging, but also to me, it's about seller representation and making sure that you're doing a good job where you're trying to do things. So I'm going to talk about what I think are the two best ways to market your house for sure.
Okay.
Are
we ready?
Yes.
Number one.
Yes, number one. So in 2012, we started a concept of what it was is there was an elite agent in our marketplace that was doing whenever I went to stalk her listings.
Yeah. Preview, you mean?
Preview. Yeah. Her houses were always prepared the best, clearly the best in front of anyone else.
She had a standard operating procedure of clean, well lit, well photographed, always a well presented property, even if it was dated.
Decluttered, depersonalized. So I
bought one of her listings.
Yeah,
actually. I currently live in it.
We scraped that, and then we went one level more. And what I call it was understanding the Hgtv effect. Okay. So what happened from 2008 to 2011 is we had the introduction of Hgtv. I don't know when. Does anyone know when it was launched?
Keep rocking.
No, but what it is it introduced the idea because the biggest change that agents underestimated was that, prior to 2008, you could only put on 6 photos on the internet.
Now you can put 215.
Is that the limit?
No, but that was when I did a search in MLS of who had the most amount of photos. It was 3 years ago. The most amount of photos that I found was 215.
Yeah, I would call that the lack of marketing, right? Because the weird thing about putting too many photos out there is the goal of marketing is what? JB, what's the goal of marketing a house for sale?
Of anything.
Yeah, it's to generate interest and get them in the front door.
Generate interest.
Same two
Yes,
words.
yes.
Generate interest.
Okay, but the thing is when you give people everything, they don't contact you.
One of my favorite books that I've read was by Stephen King, and it was called On Writing, and it was him talking about the process of writing a book and how hard it is and how much time it takes to whittle down his 500-page first draft to the 230 pages that gets published. But what do I see most in marketing is people just publish the 500 pages.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Like we're not whittling that down to something that's impactful to generate interest.
Right. Okay. So, but what?
AKA 215 photos.
Right. But what people don't realize in the switch from 6 photos or 5, whatever it was, 5 to 6, depending on MLS,
to as many as you want,
was unfortunately the online platforms, the portals said, give us lots of photos because they wanted traffic. And they sold it to agents as if you want, because
now the agent pays for 215 professional photos that they then give to the companies that use that as content on their website.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
So now, does it generate more interest? I'm sure it gets more clicks and all that stuff.
Well, because they sort by number of photos on their websites. So
right. But I mean, to me,
a little self-serving.
This concept is more because I know that we generate 3 to 10 times more traffic than our competitors to our listings. So that's the basis of knowing that this works. So people underestimate what is in the photo as driving traffic for your listings. Because the idea is to, because Frank said it right. I think he was the one that said that he teases it out there. Yeah. And the idea is that you need to go beyond just cleaning and upgrading or cleaning the house and decluttering and depersonalizing. We do that for every single listing. But then I help people, I advise them on getting a return if they improve the property. Because in our marketplace, let's say I'm going to use a couple stark examples. For instance, if you have stainless steel appliances versus black appliances, that when you're looking at the photo, you can see that those black appliances were purchased 10 years ago, that the house with stainless steel appliances versus the black appliances is going to get more interested people. Because remember, now the people are looking on this device, on your cell phone device, right? And it sticks out the difference, but also because people want homes that have seen recent upgrades, and they know that stainless steel appliances has been out for the last 5 or 6 years, that if it's at least it's seen some recent updates. But to me, it's sometimes you have to advise your seller to make changes if they're not gonna get enough traffic. But also, in tracking this for the last 8 years, the stainless steel houses sell more than the houses with black appliances, in the range of about 10,000 in our marketplace.
It's funny when we review your comp reviews with clients, how you point that out at the listing appointment on a regular basis.
Right.
When you're reviewing what comps in the neighborhood sold for the most amount of money, rarely do they not have stainless steel appliances.
They always do. No, that's why I'm pointing that one example out. Same thing, the difference if you look at wood floors.
So the Hgtv effect has helped get back to that point.
Well, the Hgtv effect is that the consumer, because watching Hgtv, because before then they didn't know that houses could look that way. They didn't know that those trends were available. But when we put more photos, you clearly made it obvious that your house either had it or it didn't in the photo. But unfortunately,
number one, put things that are the Hgtv effect, help the house look better in the photos, not just take better photos, but help the house look better in the photos. For instance, with modern trends,
painting light colors versus because I was in the house yesterday and they decided to paint the bathroom red and black in a nice faux color that was in trend in 2002 when they built the house. But
I remember a bathroom that was black and red.
Right, because they saw it on TV. Because to me,
when we sold that house, we had them painted.
Yes.
How funny is that?
Yes. But the thing is we went with Realtor Brown, what I call this color right here, which is a light beige.
We call it hot beige.
Hot beige. But paint has can make what it is.
But now we have grays in our color palette. It's not just Realtor
Brown.
No,
agreed. It's not just Realtor Brown. Yeah. But to me, we remove the screens on the windows to allow more light to penetrate the rooms, because rooms that are full of light look bigger. We remove furniture, not add furniture. We remove furniture or leave it vacant for the appearance of feeling bigger, and that leads to more traffic.
So when we have we do as good of a job as we can to prepare the house to look great in photos. Then what?
We do that to get top. We do that to get top dollar.
Yeah,
but to me, okay. So paint.
So generate top dollar. Do you generate more interest?
Yes,
top dollar.
Right. Demand. Yeah, you need more because more
and
demand.
It has to look good in photos to generate interest. Yes.
I just want to throw out hardware as well, right? Okay. Like the paint, hardware, stainless steel appliances, countertops, flooring, upgraded bathrooms, those kinds of things.
But it's a low inventory environment. Do I really need to do that?
It depends what the comps say.
Okay.
Because what it actually is it does factor into whether it sells for more or not. All right.
Do those items help influence an appraiser?
Yes.
All right.
We give them the list.
It's funny that us as realtors don't we don't put a huge effort in trying to get a house to appraise, and we don't talk a lot about how we get houses to appraise more, even though we've had 2 appraisals done on the same house and we've had a 10% difference.
Agreed. We're on top. Okay. So first one is
2 minutes.
Is the appearance of your house when taking the photos matters in how much traffic you get and how many leads that you get. Because more people come, the better it looks.
Come where?
This is why we compare it to online dating.
What do you mean?
Right?
Come?
Like come to the house. Well, because we're gonna fix it up, and then we're gonna do number 2, which is an open house.
Yes.
I am just amazed that is people don't.
So when your seller says it needs to get on the MLS now and it's Friday at 8 o'clock, do you list it?
I tell them no.
Not in your best interest.
Not in your best interest. It's kind of like if you were a woman that was, or we'll pick on a man. Okay, no. All right. So let's say you visited Jeff Sibbach on Monday night. I was at home watching the national championship game, and you were like, okay, we're going out to a bar, it's like me not showering, me not combing my hair, right? Like if I just got, I mean, I was wearing shorts and I was, you know, food drizzling down my face and I was unshaved. And then if I was going out trying to get a date, this is why we compare it to online dating. Well, that would be not in the best interest of me. Like my friend would be like, get a shower, Jeff, come on, comb your hair,
Yeah.
right? Like to me,
more people are out on Thursday night than on
yeah,
Monday night.
in Frank's example, or whoever was saying about listing the house right away, I would say, I believe it's our job to advise the seller, you know what? It's better that we get your windows cleaned. It's better that we clean the house. It's better that we declutter, that we depersonalize. I want professional photos. Like the presentation of the property is.
And then we list houses what day?
Wednesday or Thursday?
Wednesday, Thursday,
Well,
or Friday.
we moved it to Friday now because we're not getting an opportunity to do the open house. But the idea is that the reason I want to make it clear is it's the marketing of the open house that is flawed in the traditional realtor, right? Because when I go see open houses, I often see 4 signs inside the subdivision. Are you trying to attract the neighbors? Because the neighbors don't buy the house. No matter what the people think, the neighbor, it could. I mean, statistically, it's less than 5% of the time the neighbors know somebody. But why are we not going after the 95% that's not the 5%? I mean, like the circle prospecting is focused on the neighbors. That's self-marketing. I'm sorry. It's not, you're not marketing to, I mean, you're doing it to generate leads for yourself, not leads to buy the house.
What's the #1 open house marketing tool?
It's actually MLS.
Right.
Yeah.
Because of syndication.
Yes, but the thing is they're not leveraging syndication and IDX like they should. What people underestimate is, I saw it. I made fun of a realtor. I know it's surprising. I've done it before, but she put the open house notes in the semi-private open house Friday and Saturday. I knew that agent had no idea about marketing, because you're talking to the realtors, right? Marketing is to consumers, right? If we're using realtor notes to clearly you are not.
We got on some passionate topics there, but we got to wrap it up.
Okay, all right.
We didn't even have time for a commercial break today because we've just.
Well, the last thing is we started using this. We had the chance to demo this new tool called RDigs.
Right.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. We double-sided our first listing. It's a pre-market tool. It's FSBO marketing. It's this new.
But for agents.
For agents, yeah.
Yes.
No.
Because of clear cooperation.
Right.
We can't market.
We can't market it, but
the seller can.
The seller can, yeah. So it's RDIGZ.
Yeah.
.com. So the seller puts the house on RDigs, and then they get leads, and then they gave them to us, and we double-sided the house, and before.
Still testing.
Still testing.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll talk. I'm sure we're going to talk more about that in the future episodes. Thank you guys for tuning in today in the public Zoom room and for listening online. Don't forget those 5-star reviews for this podcast. They just make you feel good on the inside, don't they, Jeff?
Oh, I love them. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.